Hello everybody, welcome to Psych Academy. Today we will be discussing some topics from UGC Net Paper 1, specifically Mathematical Aptitude. So today we start with Mathematical Aptitude and we will be uploading videos regularly on various topics from Paper 1. So we'll start with fractions and ratio proportion, because these are the basics of our mathematical aptitude. Without understanding fractions and ratio proportion, the entire unit will be very difficult for us. So let's start. For fractions, we will start with some basics. I know many of the students have not been in touch with maths for quite a while, so we'll just do some basics. If you think that you are very comfortable with it, you do not require the recap, you can just skip it and go directly to the part where I'm solving the questions. So first, what is a fraction? A fraction is always written in this kind of a form, x by y or p by q, anywhere that you want to see it. The number on top of the dashed line is called the numerator. The one below is called the denominator. Now the numerator is typically always smaller than the denominator, and in that case it is called a proper fraction. Example, 2 by 3, 5 by 7, we can have 999 by 2, 3, 4, 5. All of these are examples of proper fractions. An improper fraction is when the numerator is larger than the denominator. Example, 3 by 2, 9 by 5, 1000 by 777, all of these. So what exactly is a mixed fraction? A mixed fraction will be written in a format where there is an integer and then a fraction, something like this. Now mixed fraction and improper fraction are actually basically the same thing. They are just converted from one side to the other. So let's try that. So we'll take an improper fraction. Let's say we take 5 by 7. Okay, no, 7 by 5. We take 7 by 5. So how do we convert it into a mixed fraction? So we take the numerator, we divide it by the denominator. So 1, we get 5 out here, 5 into 1 is 5, and 2. Out here we cannot divide 2 anymore by 5. So we simply take the quotient as the integer, that is 1. We take the remainder as the numerator and the dividend as the denominator, 1, 2 by 5. Let's try another one. Let's try, we can take 17 by 8. So we take 17 out here, we take 8, 8 into 2 is 16, 1 is the remainder. So again we take this part, the quotient, as the integer, we take the remainder as the numerator and the dividend as the denominator. So 2, 1 by 8. Now one interesting thing that you will notice is that, see, in the mixed improper and mixed fraction, the denominator is the same. Again out here the denominator is the same, because whenever you are converting improper to mixed, denominator always remains the same. The change is only in the numerator. So how do we change it back? How do we change something from mixed to improper? Let's start with 2, 1 by 8. So we first have to multiply these two. 2 and 8 becomes 16. 16, add this, 16 plus 1, 17 is equal to 17 by 8. Similarly, we can take 1, 3 by 5. Multiply 5 into 1 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. So 8 by 5. This is how we convert this, and this is important because in many questions they will give you the sum in the form of mixed fraction, and you have to convert it into improper to solve the problem. We cannot solve any problem without converting it to improper fraction. Mixed fraction, this format is not something applicable to equations. So, and sometimes they will give you the you solve in improper, the answer is given in mixed, so you have to convert it back. So let's try some sums or equivalent fractions. Equivalent means the fractions mean the same thing. For example, 3 by 5. We cannot divide it any further. 3 and 5 have no common factors. Let's take 9 by 15. If we divide both of them by 3, we get 3. 5 is equal to 3 by 5. Again, 105 by 175. Divide them by 35, you get 3, and 5 is equal to 3 by 5. So the point is, these fractions are basically the same thing, hence called equivalent fractions. What are reciprocal fractions? Reciprocal fractions are when one fraction is simply inverted. Example, reciprocal of 3 by 4 is 4 by 3. Reciprocal of 9 by 23 is 23 by 9. You just simply invert it. Take the numerator, make it the denominator. Take the denominator, make it the numerator. This is how reciprocals work, and reciprocals are very important for division and multiplication. So now, addition, subtraction. How do we do this? We have 3 by 7 plus 23 by 3 plus 6 minus 2 by 15. 6 can also be written as 6 by 1, because you divide 6 by 1, you get the same thing, you get 6. Now, whenever there is a mismatch between the denominators, to do any kind of addition, subtraction, comparison, the first thing that we have to do is we have to ensure that the denominator is the same. To do that, we first have to figure out what are the factors here. So we have 7 prime number, we have 3, 1 not considering, 15 is 3 into 5. So since we have already taken 3 out here, I am not repeating 3, and hence we take 5. We simply have to take all the prime factors out here, all the prime numbers which are a factor of these numbers, and multiply them. So out here we get 7 into 3, 21, into 5 is 105. So which means we have to make a common denominator of 105. I'll erase this part so there is no confusion. Okay. 105. So, or I'll just write it out here. 7 into 3 into 5. Now 105, how much? Now all we have to check is how much are we multiplying the denominator to get 105. We are multiplying it by 3 into 5, 15. So we have to multiply the numerator by the same number, that is 3 into 15 is 45, plus 3, it is getting multiplied by 7 into 5, 35. So we multiply 23 by 35. I am using a calculator to save both of our times. 23 into 35, we get 805 plus. Now 1, to get 105, you multiply 1 by entire 105. So multiply the same number by 6. We get 630 minus, because there is a minus sign here, 15, we have multiplied it by 7. So 2 multiplied by 7, it gets 14. So if we solve it, we get 45 plus 805 plus 630 minus 14 is equal to 1466 by 105. Now, if you think that this is such a huge number 1466 compared to the small numbers of 3, 23, 6 and 21, you can simply divide it, because it is 1466 by 105. It comes to something like 13.9. Hence, see, not that large of a number. Now, once we have established this, and okay, now this is the first sum. Now let's do the second one. Out here you see 9 by 17 plus 21 by 17 minus 14 by 17. We see all the denominators are already the same. So no extra steps are required. We can simply add and subtract them. 9 and 21 is 30. 30 minus 14 is 16 by 17. Now that we have got this part, so if we can write this as 16 by 17, we can write 16 by 17 is equal to this also, and any other variations also. 16 by 7 can easily be 20 by 17 minus 4 by 17, or the same as 100 by 17 minus 84 by 17, or even something like 2 by 17 plus 5 by 17 plus 3 by 17, we have 10 here, and plus 3 by 3 by 17 and 6 by 17. That is, basically we can just keep the denominator same and break it down into any way we want to, as long as the total sum or difference or everything remains the same as the original value. This is called splitting of fractions, and it will be very useful in later sums. Multiplication and division of fractions. So we have, what do we have here? We have 4 by 7 into 13 by 17. So for multiplication, all we have to do is multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. That is it, nothing more than that. 4 into 13 is 52, 7 into 17 is 119, 52 by 119. So what happens when we do division? We take 23 by 27 divided by 4 by 9. So in division, we have to simply invert the expression or the fraction on the right hand side, is equal to 23 by 27 into 9 by 4. We just inverted it and put the multiplication sign. Now remember, we only invert the one on the right hand side of the division sign. Okay, so out here 9 and 27, they have common factors. Divided by 9, you get 1, you get 3. So is equal to 23 by 12. So this is how we are doing 23 by 12. Now what if we have to do multiplication and division at the same time? We do 13 by 15 into 23 by 25 into 69 by 625. Okay, no, into divided by, which is the same as 13 by 15 into 23 by 25 into 625 by 69. See, we inverted the one on the right hand side of the division sign. Now we can do some cancelling out. That is, you divide this by 23, you get 1. Divide this by 23, you get 3. Now 25, I divide this by 25, I get 1. Out here I get 25 into 2 is 50, carry 12. So 25. Now within this 25 also I divide it by 5. get 5, I get 3 out here. So this is 5 into 13, that is 65 by 3 into 3, 9, which is the same as 9 7s are 63. We have 2, that is take 7 as the integer, 2 remainder as the numerator, 7 2 by 9. See, denominators are same. So now that we have covered multiplication, division, addition and subtraction, we are now ready to move on to the sums. First sum. So we have, as you can see, this is a question from January 2022. So first we have to figure out how much these fractions are comparable. Now we cannot compare anything until and unless they all have the same denominators. So let's find out the denominator first. What are the prime factors that we have? We have 17 prime number, nothing to do. 6 means 2 into 3. 3 we already have out here. 11 is again a prime number, nothing to do. So which comes down to 17 into 6 into 11, that is 1 1 2 2. So now that we have got 1 1 2 2, this is the denominator that we are looking for. Now let's convert all of them. 11 by 17 is equal to 1 1 2 2. How much are we multiplying 17 by? We are multiplying it by 2 into 3 into 11, that is 66. So let's multiply 11 by 66, we get 726. Similarly, 5 by 6, how much are we multiplying? 6 by 17 into 11. So 17 into 11 and multiply that with 5, we get 935 by 1 1 2 2. Let's do 2/3. How much are we multiplying 3 by? We are multiplying 3 by 17 into 11 into 2. Multiply all of that by 2, we get 748. 748 by 1 1 2 2. What is 4 by 11? We are multiplying 11 by 6 into 17. 6 into 17, multiply that by 4, we get 408 by 1 1 2 2, and we multiply 102, that is again 17 into 6 with 6, we get 6 by 11 is equal to 612 by 1122. Now this order is the increasing order. This is the less than sign, so D less than E less than A, so or D less than A less than E, like this. So okay, let's find out the smallest number. This is smallest, so D. After 408 we have this, so E. After that we have this one, A. 726, 748. This is this one. Which one is this one? A, B, C. Okay, C, and largest is 935, so B. D, E, A, C, B. D, E, A, C, B. See, once we got the denominators same, then we can easily compare the values, that which one is larger, which one is smaller. Next, I'll turn down the video a bit so we can see the whole question. Okay. The numerator of a fraction is 4 less than the denominator. If the numerator is decreased by 2 and the denominator is increased by 1, then the denominator becomes 8 times the numerator. Find the fraction. So let the fraction be x by y. Now as per the question, we already have that numerator is 4 less than denominator. So x is equal to y minus 4. Now if the numerator is decreased by 2, if x is decreased by 2 and the denominator is increased by 1, y plus 1, then the denominator becomes 8 times the numerator, that is 8 into the numerator, which means 8x minus 16 is equal to y plus 1. We are multiplying 8x, 8 into 2, 16. So we have 8 into, so 8x minus y, we are taking y out here in this side, and when we do that the sign changes from plus to minus. No sign means plus sign. 1 is already there, and minus 16, to take it this side, it becomes plus 16. Now we already know x is y minus 4, which means 8 y minus 4 minus y is equal to 17. That is 8y minus 32, 8y minus 32 minus y is equal to 17, or 7y, 8y minus y, 7y is equal to 17 plus, take 32 over here, 32 is equal to 49. That is 7y is equal to 49, y is equal to 7, 49 divided by 7. So if y is 7, then x is equal to 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. So x by y is equal to 3 by 7. First option. Next. If a fraction is multiplied by itself, okay, divided by the reciprocal of the same fraction, okay, result obtained is 49 8 by 27. So first we have to do is, this is a mixed fraction, 49 8 by 27. So we convert it into an improper fraction. So what do we have to do? We have to do 49 into 27, or I'll write it out here, 49 into 27 plus 8 by 27, which comes to, let's save our times, 49 into 27 plus 8, that is 1331 by 27. Oh, okay, I already know the answer. Anyway, so fraction, let the fraction be x by y. It is multiplied by itself and then divided by the reciprocal of the same fraction, that is reciprocal of x by y is y by x, which means x by y into x by y into, we again invert this, the expression on the right hand side, so x by y is equal to x cube by y cube, which is the result obtained is 49 8 by 27, that is 1331 by 27. Now 1331 by 27, whenever we get a form like this, we immediately understand that these also have to be cube forms, especially since we can see that 27 is cube of 3 and 1331 is cube of 11. You can do the multiplication by yourself. 11 into 11 is 121, into 11 1331. So we simply have to figure out the cubes. Once 27 is there, 1331. Now just in case you were thinking, how do I figure out what's the cube of 1331, what's the cube root of 1331? Always understand that whenever we are talking about cubes, and we have 1 on the end, it has to have 1 on the end itself, because cube means what? Basically it is 1 into 1 into 1, which comes to 1, right? So if we have 3 out here, we have 3 into 3 into 3, 27. First of all, it's odd number, so it cannot be the cube of any even number. Evens are anyway not prime numbers. 5 into 5 into 5, in the end you get 5. 7 into 7 is 49. You multiply 9 by 7, you get 63. Similarly, we take 9. 9 into 9 is 81. You multiply that by 9, we get 9. So basically, in the end, when we are doing cubes, in the end, if you get 1, that is the last digit. If this is 1, then whatever the number is has to have 1 in the end. So we know that this is not 1 cube. What is the next number with 1 in the end? 11, 21, 31, 41, goes like that. So once we have figured out that it has to have 1 in the end, all we need to figure out is after 1, 11. We multiply by 11 3 times, we see that we get 1331. So I'll erase this additional explanation part now, because these are maths basics and they cannot be covered only by solving problems. So if students ask for a separate class on the basics, we can make a video on that, on how to figure out the tricks of squares and cubes and etc. But for right now, let's focus on the sum, which is the same as 11 cube by 3 cube, which means x is equal to 11, y is equal to 3. The fraction becomes 11 by 3, which is the same as, again if we do it out here, we get 3 into 3 is 9, 2, so we take 3, remainder is 2 and 3, so 3 2/3. Next, amount of 2040 is to be divided among 3 friends x, y and z. Okay, friend z is to be given 2/3 of what y has to be given, and y has to be given 1/4 of that of x. How much money will y receive? So x gets x, y gets 1/4 of x, that is x by 4. Z gets 2/3 of y. So we get 2/3 of y, that is, why am I writing? That is 2/3 into x by 4. We get 1, we get 2, is equal to x by 6. Now, according to the sum, the total amount is 2040 divided among 3 friends, which means x's share plus y's share plus z's share together makes 2040. So basically what we have out here is x plus x by 4 plus x by 6 is equal to 2040. Okay, I'll clear up some space out here. So for this we get 4 and 6. How do we find the common of 4 and 6? We simply find the common factors. 2 into 2, 6 also has 2 but is already here, so we take 3 is equal to 12. So we write 12 out here. X, this is out here, it can written as 1, so x into 12 is 12x plus 4 12, that is 3x. 4 into 3 is 12 plus 6 into 2 is 12, so 2x is equal to 2040. So 12 and 3 is 15, 15 and 2 is 17. So 17x is equal to 2040 into 12, because we are taking this 12, putting it on this side. Whenever you are transferring fractions on the other side of the equation, whatever is there in the division side will become multiplication, and if something was on the multiplication side, it would go to division. So 2040 into 12 or 17x is equal to 2040 into 12, that is, or you know what, I'll just start with this. Or x is equal to 2040 into 12 by 17. So 17, if we multiply it, we get 1, 2. Okay, we get 120 out here. That is 1 carry 3 2 0. So 120 into 12, or 120 into 12 is 1440. 1440. We get 120 here by dividing 2040 by 17. So if x gets 1440, how much does y get? Y is equal to x by 4, that is 1440 by 4, which is 360. So the correct answer is 360. Y receives 360 rupees. Okay, this one got a bit cluttered. I'll ensure to find more space from the next class. Okay, so next we have ratio proportion, and all of ratio proportion sums will use whatever we have learned from fractions right now. So the basic theory is that how do we actually figure out how much proportion there is, and this is how the format of how the questions will be given. If rice and wheat, it can be anything, okay, are in the ratio A is to B, then quantity of rice by quantity of wheat is equal to A by B. This is what A is to B means. It will be given as ratio, but we will treat it as fractions, that is A by B. So quantity of rice, we will hold a constant out here like AX or BX. So example would be if they are in the ratio of 2:3, then quantity of rice would be 2x, wheat be 3x. If it was in the ratio of 17:21, then quantity of rice is 17x, quantity of wheat is 21x. This is how we have to do the sums. And total quantity is of course AX plus BX, because if this is the quantity of rice, this is the quantity of wheat, how do you get the total? By using just adding them up, AX plus BX. So proportion of rice in the mixture is, this is the total, how much rice you have within the mixture. So AX by AX plus BX, or BX by AX plus BX. So if we take the 2:3 example, so proportion of rice would be 2x by 2x and 3x is 5x, basically 2 by 5. Similarly, we get 3x by 5x is equal to 3 by 5. We will do this once again when we do the actual sums. Now sometimes they will give you the ratio in threes, A is to B is to C, and once again we just have to treat them individually. Oil, water and milk, A is to B is to C. So oil and water, A is to B. And remember, however they write it, oil, water, milk, so the sequence in which it is written is the sequence of the ratio. A for oil, B for water, C for milk. So oil and water, A is to B, water and milk, B is to C, oil and milk, A is to C. Total quantity again AX, BX, CX, just add all of it there, AX plus BX plus CX. And equivalent ratio, inverse ratio is the same as fractions. Equivalent of 1:3 is 3:9. You divide all of these by 3, you get 1, 3. So I'll just show it out here. By 3 you get 1 and 3. Divided by 25 you get 1 and 3. So see, 1:3. Inverse of 1:3 is 3:1. And this is again just for divisions and understanding the proportions. So let's do the sums then. I'll remove my video again a bit down so we can see the sums properly. Mr. X is 40 years old and Mr. Y is 60 years old. Okay. How many years ago was the ratio of their ages 3:5? So let's consider that the number of years that is required, that be X. So what was Mr. X's age X years ago? 40 minus X. What was Mr. Y's age X years ago? 60 minus x. We are just taking x years out of it. Then the ratio of their ages was 3:5, which means 40 minus x by 60 minus x is equal to 3 by 5, 3:5. So multiply this and take this over here, multiply, so we get 5 in 5 into 40 is 200 minus 5x, 3 into 60, 180 minus 3x. We take 3x over here, 5x remains, so minus 5x plus 3x, put in this side, sign has changed, is equal to 180 minus 200, or minus 5 plus 3 minus 2x is equal to minus 20. Take away the minus signs, x becomes 10. That is 10 years. We can even verify if we want to. 40 years, that is 10 years back, Mr. X's age was 40 minus 10, 30. Mr. Y's age was 60 minus 10, 50. 30 is to 50 is the same as 3 is to 5. Next. Two numbers are in the ratio of 3:7, alright. If 8 is added to both the numbers, their ratio becomes 5:9. The numbers are, okay, the two numbers x by y is equal to 3 by 7, which means x is equal to 3y by 7, put the y over here. 8 is added to both the numbers, x plus 8 by y plus 8, ratio becomes 5 by 9, which means multiply here, 9x plus 72 is equal to 5y plus 40, or 9x minus 5y is equal to 40 minus 72 is equal to minus 32. I'm just changing the negative signs. So I want to take away this negative sign, make it positive. So I have to do the same transformations here. I'm making 5y positive and 9x negative. So 5y minus 9x is equal to 32. So let's write it here and clear out some space. 5y minus 9x is equal to 32. Let's clear out some space. Okay. Five y minus 9x is equal to 32. Now you already know x means 3y by 7, which means 5y minus 9 into 3y by 7 is equal to 32, or 5y minus 27y by 7 is equal to 32. We take 7 as the denominator, 7 into 5 because this is 1 here. 35y minus 27y is equal to 32. 35 minus 27 is 8, that is 8y by 7 is equal to 32, or y is equal to 32 into 7, take this over here and take this down, is equal to 8. Divide both of them by 8, we get 4 is equal to 28. So if y is 28, then x is equal to 3 by 7 into 28. 4 is equal to 12. So x is 12, y is equal to 28. The numbers are 12 and 28. Then, in what ratio must a vendor mix two varieties of sugar worth 60 per kg and 78 per kg, so that by selling the mixture at 76.8 per kg, the vendor gains 20%. Alright. So, now what we have to do is, The first, what ratio must a vendor mix two varieties of sugar? So let's say that the two varieties of sugar are mixed in the ratio of X and Y. Okay. Now, how much is he getting? So let's just take, okay, let's make it even simpler and use terminology that. So let's say sugar 1 is X kgs, sugar 2 is Y kgs. So the cost price of sugar 1 is 60 per kg into X kgs, that is 60X. The cost price of sugar 2 is 78 per kg into Y kgs is equal to 78Y. So the total cost price becomes 60X plus 78Y. Now what is the total quantity of sugar? X plus Y. This is the total, right? So he has sold the mixture at 76.8 per kg, that is SP is equal to 76.8 into X plus Y is equal to 76.8X plus 76.8Y. Now what is the profit? The profit or gain is equal to SP, selling price, minus cost price. Whatever he is selling at minus whatever he has bought at, whatever he has spent. So gain becomes selling price 76.8X plus 76.8Y minus the cost price, that is minus 60X minus 78Y, which comes to, out here we have 16.8x, okay, 16.8x minus 78 is larger than 76.8 minus 1.2y. Let me check. Yes, 1.2y. So this is the gain. Now what we already have is that he gains 20%, and from profit and loss we know that whatever gain is there is always calculated on the cost price, which means this gain is 20% of the cost price. So let's simplify it a bit. 16.8x minus 1.2y. Clear out space. Okay. So basically 20% of 60x plus 78y is equal to 16.8x minus 1.2y, which is, we just 20% means divide by 25, or 60x plus 78y is equal to, so we'll multiply it by 5. 16.8 into 5 comes to 84 is equal to 84x minus 1.2 into 5 is 6y, or we take the y out here, 78y plus 6y is equal to 84x minus 60x. Took the x over here, 78 and 6 is 84y is equal to 24x. Okay, now what do we get from here, which means what are the ratios? So if 24x is equal to 84y, then x by y is equal to 84 by 24. Notice how they have not asked for how much of the quantities were there, or what x is or what y is. They have simply asked what is the ratio, in what ratio must a vendor mix it. So we simply found out x by y if we divide them by 4 we get 21, and we get 6 out here. By 3 we get 7, and 2 is equal to 7 by 2. That is 7:2, option 2. The sum of the ages of two persons A and B is 50. Okay, so A plus B is equal to 50. 5 years ago the ratio of their ages was 5:3. Okay, present age of A and B. So if A and B is equal to 50, which means A is equal to 50 minus B. So 5 years ago ratio of their ages was 5:3. So B's age 5 years ago was B minus 5. A's age 5 years ago is A minus 5. A minus 5, which is the same as, because A is equal to 50 minus B. So 50 minus B minus 5 is equal to 50 minus 5, 45 minus B. Now the ages, the ratio of their ages 5 years ago was 5:3. So A is to B is 5:3. So A by B is equal to, okay, not just A by B, that would be incorrect. So, and notice the ratio is A is to B. So we have to take A's age first, or 45 minus B by B minus 5 is equal to 5 by 3, which is the same as 3 5s are 50, 135. 135 minus 3b is equal to 5b minus 25. 5 into 5, 25, which means we have 5b here. We are 135, we take the 25 over there, so 135 plus 25 is equal to 5b is here, we take 3b here, 5b plus 3b, or 5b plus 3b is 8b is equal to 135 and 25 is 160. So B is equal to 20, and if B is 20, then A is equal to 50 minus 20 is equal to 30. So their ages are 30 and 20. We can even check, that is 5 years ago A's age would be 30 minus 5 is 25. B's age would be 20 minus 5, 15. So, and if we do 25 is to 15, divided them both by 5, we get 5:3, which is this number. Got the answer? Next, this is an interesting one. A household incurs a certain expenditure on the consumption of a commodity in a given month. If the price of the commodity is decreased by 20% and consumption is increased by 20%, what will be the net percent increase or decrease of expenditure in the household? Okay, so let's say the price is 100x and the consumption is 100y. Then what is the expenditure? How much are they spending? However much they are consuming into what is the price? That is 10,000 xy. Now price is decreased by 20%, so new price is equal to 80x. Consumption is increased by 20%, so new consumption is equal to 120y. So what is the new expenditure? 120 into 80, that is 9600 xy. So what is the change in expenditure? E minus NE. E minus NE is equal to 10,000 xy minus 9600 xy, that is 400 xy. And what is the net percentage change? Because whenever we are talking about net percentage change, we always take it on the first one, that is increase or decrease of expenditure means however based on what was initially there. We will cover this one a bit more clearly during profit and loss. The videos will be coming soon enough, so don't worry. So whenever we are calculating increase or decrease of percentage, we always calculate it on the one that was initially there. That is how it changed. Okay, so the change is 400 xy by 10,000 xy. We have to convert it into percentage, so into 100%. So we cut out the xy, we take these two from these two, take these two from these two, and we get 4%. The price of oil is increased by 25% if the expenditure is not allowed to increase. Ratio between reduction in consumption and original consumption is. Okay, so this is a very similar sum like the last one. Once again, let's take the price to be 100x, consumption to be 100y, expenditure becomes 100x into 100y is equal to 10,000 xy. The new price is increased by 25%, so 125x. New consumption not given, we don't know this yet. New expenditure, it is not allowed to increase, so it remains the same, that is again 10,000 xy. So how do we get expenditure? We multiply price by consumption, so same like that. So we get NP into NC is equal to NE. Last time we were given the consumption, we had to find out expenditure. Right now we are given the expenditure, we have to find the consumption. So this means the same as NC is equal to NE by NP, which is 10,000 xy by 125x. Cut out the x's, 125. So if we divide by 25, we get 5. Out here we get 400. We divide it by 5, we get 1. We get 80 is equal to 80y. So the new consumption is 80y. So what is the difference? Reduction in consumption. Reduction in consumption, I write RC is equal to 100y minus 80y is equal to 20y. This is the reduction. So once again I will just clear out some space. Yes, this should be enough. I guess I would. Okay. Then ratio between reduction in consumption, that is RC, by original consumption, that is C, is equal to 20y by 100y. Take the y's off, take the zeros off. This is 1, this is 5 is equal to 1 by 5. So answer is 1:5. Very similar to last one with a bit of difference. So this is where it is. So when you see they have asked like expenditure is not allowed to increase, it means that the expenditure remains the same. This is the part that we have to figure out. Everything else is simple. A mixture contains water and milk in the ratio 1:5. Okay. On adding 5 liters of water, the ratio of milk to water becomes 5:2. Okay. Quantity of milk in original. So mixture contains water and milk in the ratio 1:5. So water is equal to x and milk is equal to 5x. Now we add 5 liters of water to the mixture. So new water is equal to x plus 5. Milk does not change at all. So milk remains same. Milk is equal to 5x. The ratio of milk to water becomes 5:2. Now this is the important part. Initially it was water and milk, right? Water and milk. Now they have written milk to water. Basically change the equation. So this is what we need to notice, that how exactly they are writing it. Water and milk means in the sequence this is water, this is milk. If we just assume that water becomes 5 and milk becomes 2, then we will make a mistake. Milk to water, so milk is 5, water is 2. So out here milk to water is, so Nm by Nw is equal to 5x by x plus 5 is equal to 5 by 2. So since we have 5 in both the equations, we can chop them off. So it becomes x by x plus 5 is equal to half, which is the same as we take 2 and multiply here, that is 2x, take this side here, is equal to x plus 5, or 2x minus x is equal to 5, or x is equal to 5. So quantity of milk in the original mixture, which was 5x. So milk is equal to 5 into 5 is equal to 25 liters. So these are the sums. For the next lesson we will be doing time and distance and time and work. The next lesson will be uploaded very soon only, and we will upload many different topics from NET paper 1 regularly, starting with mathematical aptitude. If you like the video, please share and subscribe. It would really help me out a lot, and you also will get all the updates on any new lesson, any new video that has come up. Thank you everybody.